What if I told you that after 40 years of paying in, your reward could be just £12,547 a year? That's not a guess. That's the full UK state pension in the 2026-27 tax year. And here's the question almost no one asks until it's too late. Does that number let you live with dignity or just survive with stress? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see why waiting another year to think about this could cost you more than money. Hello, and welcome to Retirement Central. I'm so glad you're here. Quick note before we begin. This is for general information only, not financial or legal advice. Full details are in the description. Let's start with the facts. The full new state pension for the 2026-27 tax year is £241.30 a week. That's £12,547.60 a year, an increase of around £577 from the previous year, thanks to the triple lock. But here's what the headlines don't tell you. Only about half of people receiving the new state pension actually get the full amount. DWP figures show that while 5 million people are receiving the new state pension, 45%, that's over 2 million people, are not receiving the full amount. Many receive less, some less than half, due to incomplete national insurance records. So the real starting point for millions of retirees is closer to £11,000 a year. Now let's ask the honest question. What kind of life does £190 to £240 a week actually buy in Britain today? Let's walk through a basic weekly budget. No luxuries, just survival. Rent, if you still have it, averages £150 to £200 a week outside London. That alone already eats your entire pension. Council tax, another £25 to £40. Energy bills, even with the price cap, that's £25 to £35 a week. Food. A basic, no-waste diet runs £40 to £50 a week for one person. Add transport, phone, internet, basic clothing, that's another £20. Add them up. You're already over £260 a week. And we haven't even mentioned dental care, glasses, home repairs, or a single birthday gift. The math isn't opinion, it's arithmetic. And for most people, it leaves a hole in the ground before the month ends. Now let's talk about what numbers never capture. After 4 or 5 decades of work, early mornings, late shifts, missed school plays, broken promises to yourself, you finally stop. And then you realize you can't afford to visit your grandchildren in another city. You can't replace a broken washing machine without months of saving. You say no to coffee with friends because £3.50 actually matters. That's not living. That's existing under a ceiling you never chose. And the cruelest part? Most people don't fail to plan because they're lazy. They fail because no one ever sat them down and said, the state pension is a safety net, not a salary. I want to be fair, because absolute statements help no one. Yes, some people can live on the state pension alone. Here's the profile. Home owned outright, no mortgage, no rent. Living in a low-cost area, no car, no dependents, naturally frugal habits, and good health, so no costly prescriptions or mobility aids beyond the basics. For that person, £12,547 a year can be enough. Not comfortable, but enough. But here's the data. According to the Joseph Rowntree Foundation, a single pensioner needs at least £17,400 a year for a minimum acceptable standard of living. That's nearly £5,000 more than the full state pension. So, if you don't tick every single box above, the state pension alone will leave you counting pennies in the dark. This isn't about scaring you. It's about giving you time, the only resource you can't earn back. Because the state pension was designed in 1948 for a different world. Life expectancy was 13 years shorter. Few people rented in retirement. Homes were cheaper. Energy was a fraction of today's cost. Today, it's a foundation, not a house. The government itself says the state pension is meant to be supplemented by workplace pensions, private savings, or continued part-time work. Understanding this at 35, 45, or even 55 gives you options. Understanding it at 66 gives you regrets. That's why this conversation matters, more than almost any financial tip you'll hear this year. So let's move from fear to power. Stop asking, "Can I survive on the state pension?" Start asking, "What life do I actually want at 70? Do you want to replace your boiler without a loan? Visit family without counting miles? Give a grandchild a £20 note without wincing?" Then the follow-up question is simple. What small action today moves me toward that? It might be increasing your workplace pension by 2%. It might be adding £20 a week to a SIP or ISA. It might be paying off debt so your retired self has fewer bills. Small changes are not small when compounded over a decade. A 35-year-old who saves just £30 a week into a basic index fund could have over £80,000 extra by 66, even with modest growth. That's not a pension. That's freedom from fear. There's a quiet truth many people realize too late, usually in a small kitchen, staring at a bill they can't pay. A pension gives you income, but planning gives you choices. And choices, in the end, are what dignity is made of. In Part 3, we'll explore something more and more people are asking. Can you retire abroad and make your state pension go twice as far? If this video helped you see your future more clearly, take a moment to hit like. It helps more people find these facts before it's too late. And in the comments, write just one word: freedom. Because that's what this is really about. Not just money, but the ability to live life on your own terms. Please share this with someone you love. If you'd like calm, clear guidance to protect yourself and the people you care about, I invite you to subscribe to Retirement Central and turn on notifications. Thank you for being here. This is Retirement Central, helping you protect your future with clarity, dignity, and peace of mind.